Right, so that's it. We are now building for Boundary Enterprise Park. So the last video we filmed was Unit 18 workshop tour. So we are kind of moved in. We've still got a lot of work to do, but it's probably time to do a tour of Building 4. So my car lives outside now rather than on the lift, which is ideal. So now it can not take up any workshop space, which is great. We can leave it outside nice and secure. As you can see, we've still got a skip for all of our moving and building and decorating crap. That's part of the tour, obviously. As we go through the door, that'll be our temporary office and what will become the waiting room. So this is at the minute the office, which will become the waiting room and potentially Fabco trade counter, which is something that say is a kind of future plan, probably early next year. We're at that point in the year now, because it's September, where you can start saying things next year and it's actually not really far away, but it's a good excuse. So, oh yeah, we'll do that next year, because it sounds like it's far enough away, but still not totally without the realms of possibility, because it's only like 4 months. So yeah, that's this. It's got us temporarily set up. As we come further through, we've got a kind of corridor room in the middle, which is a bit of a waste of space, but we'll use this room here, which is a nice brick wall. We'll use this room as a photography studio, and we'll probably do some filming in here, maybe some more technical things. This is where the 3D printer will live, because it's noisy and it runs all the time. So yeah, that's where we'll keep a lot of the kind of photography and filming type stuff, and we'll do quite a lot of that in there. It's, you know, a sensible place to do it. Nice and soundproofed-ish from the noisy workshop that we normally have. And then through here, this will be a kind of staff room. So we're going to take this wall down between here, because it kind of gets rid of that really awkward little space that we've got that's no good for anything really. Yeah, this will be staff room. So we're going to have a table and I don't know, stuff what you have in a staff room, I guess. Maybe have some lockers, and then the kitchen's in there. So luckily the kitchen was pretty good when we moved in. It just wanted a good clean, and we've got again still got stuff to do though. I want to get a hob so I can do myself omelettes, and then through out into the workshop. Obviously things are a bit of a mess at the minute. Probably doesn't look that messy, but it feels messy because there's a lot of things that don't have homes, and I don't like that. There's a lot of things that are kind of just plonked down because yeah, we haven't installed them, or it's a new thing, or we're not quite sure where to put it yet. So we managed to get one lift installed now, which is good. We don't really need two most of the time, but yeah, we got one installed. So thanks for your help with that, Justin. We've got the other one to put in still. We've got tube on the floor at the minute because we don't have any tube storage, but that's something that will change in the next week or so, hopefully. Going to have some cool big cantilever racks turn up so we can hold loads more tube stock, which was a big factor in moving, because we just needed more room for more tube storage. So that's quite a significant thing for us. Yeah, just got kind of random stuff hanging about at the minute that needs to find a home. We've got like the leftover mezzanine floor, which needs to find a home. At the minute we've just got the bandsaw and the cold saw just kind of plonked down there. They probably won't live there because there'll be no tube here once we get the cantilever racking up. So all this will probably move a bit further down, and we'll just have room for like pipe deburring for when we're doing runs of mandrel bends and things like that. Obviously got the bender in now, which is great. It's not wired up yet, but it will be soon, hopefully. And we can get bending again. Yeah, still got mezzanine floor that's not quite finished in places as well. So we've still got even more floor space to gain upstairs at some point in the future. Warren's car is obviously just randomly in the middle of the workshop. Not done any work on that in a couple of weeks, so yeah, we're not done any videos on that in a little while, but there will be some soon because we need to get on with it. Just been busy moving, so I haven't really had a chance to do any kind of project work, and we've, you know, not had equipment or just had things that have had to take priority. So that's that. Vertical bandsaw's just plonked there for now as well. Again, it's probably going to live somewhere there, just not exactly sure yet. Need to leave plenty of room here because we're probably going to be having another mandrel bender in the next 6 months maybe, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, we're just going to have this as a kind of welding area, so we'll probably have this bayed off a little bit, so that again we're not dealing with like wind and dust and crap from outside in the summer. There's not that much natural light that kind of transfers over here either, so we don't need to worry too much about you know, blocking out all of the natural light, because we're so far under the mezzanine floor you don't really get a whole lot of natural light under here anyway. Most of the light is from the kind of temporary lights that we've installed. Again, we'll have quite a lot more lights because it's really important that, you know, we've got nice clean white walls, we've got a nice clean really light grey floor. We want to try and reflect the light and bounce the light around as much as possible, because although LED light energy is really cheap, you just want everything to be as bright as possible, you know, so you can see more when you're welding. And just for general fabrication, it's, you know, it's much nicer in a lighter environment. That's a really important thing. See, again, welders and gas bottles just kind of all over the place at the minute. No particular homes for those right now. So until we get this this area sorted out. That's making some Astra J manifold adapters. Nearly finished on those. So we'll have powder coating booth here next to the grinding room. Again, I spoke about the grinding room in the last video and how important that is. So it's one of the first things that has to go up really before we start getting into any serious kind of production, because we need to make sure that we're staying clean. Again, we've gone to all the effort to clean this unit up, paint all the walls, paint all the floor. The last thing we want is to be getting like abrasive crap all over the place. So yeah, there'll be a powder coating room next to the grinding room, the grinding room's quite a lot bigger than it was before, which is ideal. More room to spread out in here, and you know, just be able to do more with your work. You know, so if you've got kind of a load of pipes or things like that, a load of silencers to polish, you're not kind of tripping over them in order to do whatever it is you need to do in here, and then just more room for more people. So yeah, again, it looks a bit empty in here at the minute, but it'll soon start filling up. Like, people always say it doesn't matter how much space you've got, you'll fill it, and it's true. I think for a lot of people it's true in the wrong way, in that some people tend to not organise their space very well. Again, we've got a really good opportunity here in that because we've moved from another place, another functioning working workshop, that we can kind of just upsize it really, so we know what works and what doesn't. You know, this isn't just a case of kind of moving your stuff and plonking it down. It's really good to think about where you're going to put everything in terms of production. So when you're trying to make, you know, a lot of our parts are quite low volume. You know, we could tend to concentrate quite a lot on just high quality parts rather than banging out hundreds of things. But that doesn't mean you don't want to be as efficient as possible. You don't want to be walking backwards and forwards between different stations, between sanding or polishing or welding. You know, you need, if you know the job process, you can make it really streamlined. Just the more efficient you are, the better. It gets more parts out the door faster, and you know, that leads to happy customers, hopefully. So yeah, next is we'll go have a look upstairs. So we've got a proper staircase now, which is quite exciting. Rob doesn't have to crawl up and down it on his hands and knees anymore. So yeah, upstairs. Upstairs before was 2 upstairs. Now I've just got the 1. It does cover a good 2/3 of the workshop floor space. So we've got, you know, more than half of the space again upstairs than what we have on the workshop floor, which is great because obviously we have a lot of parts to store. A lot of materials, a lot of flanges. You saw some of that in the last video. and realistically we need a lot more than that, and what we were running out of was space. So we've got a lot more of that up here now. Again, it's still very much a work in progress. We've got, you know, boxes of stuff everywhere, stuff that again doesn't have a home yet, or we haven't figured out where's the best place to put it, but we're getting there. And it's a tricky thing because we're also trying to do that whilst continue running the business, continuing to post parts out, continuing to, you know, fabricate parts without letting anyone down. So it is a tricky process in terms of, you know, working on the workshop, which is a project in itself, and also, you know, running the business, which is, you know, fabricating and posting out parts. So we had this this racking up before on top of the mezzanine at the old unit. That was where all the exhaust storage was. So that's still where that is. All the same things are on there really. And then we've just got more racking up here for more bends, all kinds of things. So we've got like a big box of exhaust tips here. These are going out to Ireland. This is for a Fabco customer. Big box of 5-inch exhaust tips, which is kind of cool. These are the same ones we use on the Nissan GTR exhaust. So as with all the Fabco stuff we sell, it's we really only sell the stuff that we use ourselves. That way, you know it's good. So yeah, at the minute we've got all of our jigs. Some of the bigger ones are still on the floor because we're waiting for more racking and more shelving. Yeah, we got a lot of the jigs on this pallet racking and all the mandrel bends on the pallet racking. And this is where Talon's going to work all day long upstairs now, so he won't be up and down the stairs anymore. There'll be no need to go upstairs to get parts, to come back down to pack them. Again, it's a lot more efficient. It's probably not as good for his cardio because he's just going to stand now and pack parcels rather than running up and down stairs, but you know, it's much more efficient. And again, we'll be able to send more parcels out. So on days where we physically run out of time to get parcels out before DHL turn up to collect, that hopefully won't happen as much. You know, we'll have all day without having to go up and down the stairs to send parcels out. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of mandrel bends and things like that. A lot of these, we haven't actually produced any mandrel bends in about 3 or 4 weeks now. Again, because we've been moving, we didn't want to move any more than we had to, so that meant running down on stock. Again, you probably see it's quite dark here. We need more lighting upstairs. That's something that we know we need. It's all on the to-do list. There's a big to-do list that's like this long, and it literally gets longer every day. But again, that is you know, business really, in terms of trying to build an efficient business. It is always a work in progress. There's always things you want to do. So yeah, and this is where we've got all of the enhanced product stock. It's fairly organised. Probably does look organised. I don't know. We know where almost everything is, which is good. Considering we only moved a week ago, we know where almost everything is. There's the odd thing that crops up that we don't know, but. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything covered. Obviously there'll be more to come. You know, we've got a lot more to happen in the future, there's a lot of really exciting stuff that we're working on in the background that's going to happen. But yeah, I think that's about everything covered. If there's anything you want to know, I'm always happy to answer questions on anything really. Business stuff or workshop stuff or fabrication stuff or just questions about parts. So I don't claim to know everything, but I've learnt a few things over the last few years. So yeah, thanks for watching. There'll be another video at some point, I'm sure. We'll see you next time.